What's up everyone, it is the middle of January and we are out freshening up some trail cameras, putting out I think like 3 or 4 today, and we're pretty much just going to be trying to keep inventory of the bucks in the area, which bucks have shed, which bucks are still holding antlers, and typically in this area they're still holding them well on into February, but we're just kind of being proactive, putting out cameras and hopefully find some decent bucks that are in the area, because honestly since like late November we really have not saw any good buck. A handful of small 4 and 6 points, but hopefully if we put out some trail cameras we can get a hold of some nicer deer in the area. And this spot in particular is one that I'm really excited about. Last fall when we were hunting, we have a tree stand maybe 100 yards over there, 150 yards, and we can see into here, and this is kind of on the edge of some bedding, and there's deer constantly in here. And there's a rub right here, there's a rub maybe 20 yards over there, a scrape right here. It's also on the edge of our corn food plot, so the deer are definitely in here. And we didn't really want to touch this during hunting season just because we didn't want to put scent in here and pressure and all that. So now that season's completely over with, we're gonna throw up a trail camera right here and check it in a few weeks. So we just got our second trail camera hung up, and this is a spot that we are super excited about. We've, like in years past, there's just always deer in here in the winter, and it's just a tiny finger of woods, but I have some of the biggest deer on trail camera that I've had right here. And honestly, it's just kind of like a little staging area, I guess. I don't know why they use it, compared to other spots on the property. But I do know that they do use it, and they're constantly in here. I have one of the biggest 6 points that I've ever saw on trail camera, I think 2 years ago now. And unfortunately, this isn't a spot that we can really get to and hunt well, just because the location of where it is on our property, then as well as like wind direction and bedding and all that, it just doesn't make sense to get in here and hunt it. But at least we can get a trail camera up in here now that season's done, and hopefully there's still some big deer left. My hopes are not very high, just because after every deer season in Michigan, it's like there's no deer that live. But there's countless rubs in here, 2 like really good trails, so I'm sure they'll be in here. This is that spot when we were doe hunting where I was set up. I was like, this is where I like belly crawled and got like set up right here, and I had like a shooting stick like kind of coming across there, and those does were bedded in the woods. Here, show them real quick, you might be able to see like 100 yards. You can see where they're bedding because all the snow's melted. And so I was set up like right there, 100 yards away with a 44 mag, like easy, such like
last day of the season.
Felt like it was almost a gimme. And I was actually talking to Jordan on the phone because we were trying to double up. And of course, as the saying goes, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And that's what we should have done here. I should have at least shot 1, and we got a little greedy and tried to shoot 2. And right after I hung up the phone on him, he starts walking, and we thought Jordan was far enough away to where the deer like wouldn't even care, because usually they don't. But sure enough, I like put my phone in my pocket, and like I don't know, there's like 5 or 6 of them got up, ran off like full tilt, didn't even give me a chance, and
we got 0.
This is the last day of the season. I did not notch a single tag all fall, which is still kind of a touchy subject, but on to the next one. that is a big rub. Holy cow, we are still in awe after seeing that. We're just walking through the woods. We're like 40 yards away, looking for deer sign and deer trails and kind of where to put up our next trail camera. And I kind of glance up and see that, and we're like, all right, that's where we're gonna go put a camera. And there's like 4 fresh beds right here, so there's no doubt that the deer are spending time here, as well as a super beat down trail over there. So that's probably where we're gonna throw up a trail camera. But yeah, honestly, I was not that happy, but I was not that enthusiastic about throwing up trail cameras, just because after November and like into December, we were not seeing any bucks. And now seeing this, it's pretty safe to say that there are some big ones still around. So yeah, we're gonna throw up our last trail camera and then get out of here. And then real quick, I was actually hunting this last fall, probably like 75 yards on that fence row over there, and I never saw a buck that was big enough to make that rub. So they're still around. So I was taking photos of that rub, and Jordan was walking up into the woods a little bit more, and we just found another really good rub, as well as like 6 other halfway decent ones. So now we know they're here. Now we just got to figure out where to best put the trail camera to hopefully get a photo of them. And this one, first I was gonna say it's older, but actually there's still the same like bark or leftover strands of wood underneath the rub right here. Definitely not as impressive as the other one, but still a really good deer. So we were kind of talking back and forth about where to put this camera to have the best chances of getting a photo of the buck that made this rub. And you know, we're making a gamble here. We don't know exactly where he's gonna be. After all, that is, you know, deer hunting essentially, or trying to get a buck on camera. And we chose this trail right here, which is like 10 yards from the rub. And we're gonna throw the camera up on this dinky tree, which will probably get some photos of like the wind blowing it back and forth. But I don't know, it's kinda, I feel like this is gonna give us our best chance of getting a photo, whether he's on this trail or whether he's back there. There's 2 beds right behind Jordan, or if he's back at the rub. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it right here, and just kind of cross our fingers. I mean, we could put up more trail cameras, but we don't have enough batteries for that, so we're pretty much just gonna cross our fingers. Should be pretty good. Here's these 2 beds right here, so they're like 10 yards off, and this trail runs straight through here. So if they're on this trail, they're gonna be a little bit close, but hopefully the trail camera will catch it. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.